The information provided on this podcast is intended for general informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. While we discuss topics related to vegan health, diet, and fitness, always consult with a qualified healthcare provider or a registered dietitian before making any changes to your diet, fitness routine, or lifestyle, especially if you have existing health conditions.
Welcome to Good Vegan Meal, the podcast for lifelong vegans, people wanting to become vegan, or those interested in vegan living. We're here to make your lives better by giving you the information you need to succeed in your compassionate vegan lifestyle.
Today we're plunging headfirst into something pretty intriguing, a sort of culinary paradox. Foods that are secretly plant-based, things you eat without even realizing it. Our mission, really, for this deep dive is to uncover the surprising world of accidentally vegan snacks and pantry staples.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how these everyday items, they really challenge our assumptions about what eating plant-based even means. This whole dive is built on, well, a stack of really great sources, popular food blogs, animal welfare groups, all pointing out products that just happen to be vegan. Not by design, just by chance. It's quite an eye-opener, actually. Shows how often standard manufacturing just, inadvertently creates these vegan-friendly options.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit, because for a lot of people, going vegan, even just for something like Veganuary, trying it for January, it can feel like a huge commitment. It often means really carefully checking every single label, maybe dealing with higher prices for the special stuff, and sometimes, feeling like you're getting the second best option, maybe.
And that brings up a really key point. What if loads of your regular snacks were already plant-based anyway? Our sources really emphasize how finding these accidentally vegan things can genuinely, preserve your sanity, as one put it. It cuts down on that constant stress of checking labels. It's about having those easy snacks, those mindless moments, without the worry about hidden animal stuff. It really helps break down that barrier, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That aha moment, it's powerful. Realizing you can have something familiar, something you already like, and it fits. It makes the whole idea seem much more doable, much less intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. And if we zoom out a bit, understanding why some foods end up accidentally vegan, well, it means knowing what non-vegan ingredients usually pop up on labels. And it's crucial to remember, manufacturers change their recipes all the time. So it's always smart to double-check that label, even on familiar stuff. Okay, so the most common things you'll find that aren't vegan, especially in snacks, they're often dairy-based. Things like casein, sodium caseinate, whey, lactose, milk powder. These get used for all sorts of reasons. Casein and whey for protein or texture. Lactose maybe for sweetness, milk powder for that creamy richness in, say, crackers, cookies, chips, that kind of thing.
Right, the usual dairy suspects. But hang on, it gets trickier, doesn't it? Beyond dairy, there are these other kind of hidden animal ingredients. Our sources list things like gelatin comes from animal parts, gives things chewiness, collagen too, shellac, that's also called confectioner's glaze, made from crushed insects, believe it or not, gives things a shine.
Mm-hmm. Shellac is a sneaky one.
Yeah. And monoglycerides, those are fats used as emulsifiers, help mix things smoothly. Carmine, that red food color. Also crushed insects. Natural red 4, they call it sometimes. Lard, obviously, from pigs. Even some vitamin D3, often from sheep's wool or fish oil.
Wow.
And honey, generally off the list for most vegans. It's quite a list when you lay it all out. Were any of those particularly surprising to you when you first dug into this?
Oh, definitely. I think the shellac and carmine, the insect ones, you just don't automatically think insects when you think animal products and food, And monoglycerides, too, I think they fly under the radar for a lot of folks.
Right. It's not always obvious. The good news is sometimes it's simple. You just look for that certified V symbol on the package. Makes life easier.
True, but then there's the fine print. Like those may contain statements you see everywhere. It's really important to get that this is mostly an allergy warning. It means there might be cross-contamination because the food was made on equipment shared with non-vegan stuff. It doesn't actually mean the product has animal ingredients in it.
Yeah, and one source actually made a really interesting point about this. They said, basically avoiding products that are like 99% vegan just because they may contain traces.
Yeah.
Well, it sends the wrong message to companies. It kind of signals there's no market for these nearly vegan foods, and that could end up hurting more animals in the long run, ironically. So for people without severe allergies, it's often, a personal call.
That's a fascinating angle, the market signal aspect. But yeah, I can see how for some people the principle of avoiding any trace is just non-negotiable.
So, okay, what does this all mean for, our actual diets? Just because something's vegan doesn't automatically make it healthy, right?
Absolutely not. That's a key takeaway. Many of these accidentally vegan snacks, they're still snacks, often high in sugar, salt, fat. Not exactly nutrient-dense, as one expert clearly put it. Vegan does not automatically mean healthy.
Right. Still got to be mindful about what we're actually eating. Okay, now for the really fun part. The big reveal. Get ready for some moments where you just go, wait, these are vegan? Our sources dug up a real treasure trove. First category, crackers and savory snacks. Okay, brace yourself. Ritz crackers.
It's a classic.
Yes, totally vegan. They use vegetable oil, sugar, salt, soy lecithin, no butter. One source even joked asking if they're actually tasty. But yeah, this one came up again and again.
Then you've got Jacob's cream crackers. And now, despite that name, no cream, no dairy, just maybe heed the advice from one source, pair them with some sort of wet element if you don't want your mouth to end up as dry and arid as the Gobi Desert. These were in 2 sources.
Good tip. And Keebler Club crackers, that buttery flavor. It's soybean oil, salt, sugar, corn syrup, no actual butter. Also on the list, premium saltine crackers, wheat thins, those 2. And Revita multi-seed thins, Dunkin's of D-side Scottish oatcakes. It's amazing how many basic staples just happen to be okay.
Okay, moving on to chips and crisps, or crisps if you're in the UK. Doritos now? Not all of them, be careful. But the chili heat wave flavor in the UK, or spicy sweet chili in the US, and the lightly salted ones. Totally vegan. That kick comes from sugar, spice, MSG. Big feature in our sources.
Okay, Doritos, interesting. And for that savory, almost umami craving, Twiglets.
Ah, Twiglets, Marmite goodness.
Exactly. One source suggested keeping a bowl on your desk so you stop fantasizing about pork chops every time that 5P meter rolls around. Found those in 2 sources.
And here's a real shocker, Skips. You know the prawn cocktail flavored ones?
No, really?
Yep, completely vegan. Described as the perfect crime for a vegan snack. Also in 2 sources.
Prawn cocktail, but vegan. That's genuinely mind-blowing. How do they even do that flavor?
It's all down to clever food science, right? Spices, artificial flavorings. Amazing what they can mimic.
Wild. Okay, what else? Fritos, the original, and the barbecue flavors are vegan. Original is super simple, just corn oil, salt. And Lay's classic potato chips, the original, deli-style original, dill pickle, lightly salted, all good. Plus Lay's wavy originals and lightly salted.
Kettle brand chips have a bunch too, including, get this, maple bacon. But it's artificial flavor, thankfully. Also backyard barbecue, jalapeno, and loads of the sea salt and vinegar types.
Kettle chips, nice. And Ruffles original and their barbecue flavor. Pringles just the original and paprika flavors, though. And for the UK folks, Walker's salt and vinegar, ready salted and prawn cocktail are okay. Plus Hula Hoops original, salt and vinegar, and even smoky bacon.
That smoky bacon one always surprises people.
It really shows how often simple ingredients just naturally fit, doesn't it?
Okay, biscuits and cookies time. The absolute classic, #1 answer probably, Oreos. Always on these lists. Showed up from 3 of our sources.
The OG accidentally vegan treat. Then there's Lotus Biscoff spread, both the crunchy and the smooth, and the Lotus original caramelized biscuits. Someone quoted in one source actually said, gun to my head, I would not have guessed that Lotus Biscoff spread was vegan. I totally get that. That's in 3 sources too.
It is surprising, that caramel flavor. Then bourbons. Described as an elite biscuit, apparently. Most brands are vegan, but always good to double-check the pack. One source raved they're absolutely incred for cuppa dunking, also found in 3 sources.
I love a good bourbon. And Jammy Dodgers, those little shortcake things with the jam. Yep, vegan, mentioned twice. Also Fox's Ginger Crinkle Crunch biscuits and Fox Party Rings, those colorful ones.
Party rings, wow. And a good showing from McVitie's, too. Ginger nuts, fruit shortcake, fig rolls, hobnobs, and even the chocolate chip hobnobs.
Chocolate chip hobnobs. Okay, that's dangerous knowledge. Moving to sweets and candies. Starburst.
Hey, Starburst.
Yep. According to one source, they passed down the pub test as surprisingly vegan, found in 3 sources.
Okay, Haribo Sour Rainbow Strips. Described as a decent option if you're craving something heavy on the sugar. Good for the cinema, maybe. 2 sources mention these.
Swedish Fish and Twizzlers, they swap out the usual gelatin for things like cornstarch or mineral oil. And Sour Patch Kids also manage that gummy texture without gelatin.
Smart substitutions.
Yeah, also on the list. Fizzers, Skittles, the UK ones for sure. US might vary sometimes. And Swizzles Love Heart Sweets. Amazing how many chewy candies skip the gelatin now.
Okay, last big category. Chocolate and desserts. Lindt Excellence, 70% dark chocolate. Simple ingredients,
Oh.
cocoa mass, sugar, cocoa butter, vanilla, naturally vegan, mentioned twice.
Always a good, reliable dark chocolate.
Oh.
And Hershey's chocolate syrup.
The syrup.
The syrup, totally plant-based. Great for, oat milk or vegan ice cream. One source joked about just squeezing it straight into your mouth. No judgment. Also in two sources.
Huh, we've all been tempted. There's also Hackney Gelato Dark Chocolate Sorbetto, described as an icy cold, dairy, and egg-free frozen dessert that
Ugh.
still has great texture.
Ooh, sounds good. And Cracker Jack, the original kind. That caramel coating. Made without butter or milk.
Huh. Cracker Jack.
And Keebler ice cream cones, the wafer type. Not the sugar cones usually. Those are vegan.
Good to know for summer. And you might not expect this one. Betty Crocker. Chocolate buttercream icing.
The icing.
Yep. And lots of other cake mixes too. Super moist, devil's food, vanilla, chocolate swirl, carrot cake. Just use oil and a plant-based milk or egg replacer when you make them.
Wow, Betty Crocker. Okay. And pastries. The Just Roll Bake It Fresh Pain au Chocolat is listed. Apparently most Just Roll pastries are vegan, but definitely check the label. That was in two sources.
Right. Always check pastry. Okay. Breakfast and spreads.
Yeah.
Frosted Shreddies and Cocoa
They're
Shreddies.
cereals.
The cereals. Dairy-free. Just got to remember the plant milk, obviously.
Mhm.
One source said knowing this made them feel 65% more sure that I could be a vegan now. Appeared in two sources.
That's quite specific. Okay. Quaker Life cereal, original and cinnamon. They're fortified with iron too, which is a nice bonus for vegans. And Nature Valley crunchy granola bars.
Which flavors?
Apple crisp, cinnamon, peanut butter, pecan crunch, and roasted almond. Quite a few.
Good options. Most Cliff Bars are also vegan. Just watch out for the one with honey, peanut butter, and honey with sea salt. And all Luna bars are vegan, though there's that note about palm oil for some ethically minded vegans, even though Luna says it's sustainably sourced.
Okay. And a surprising mayo, the Flying Goose brand of sriracha mayo, plant-based.
That is surprising for a creamy mayo.
Right. And Bird's original custard powder. Just make it with the plant milk and you're golden.
Classic custard. Lastly, Bisto gravy, the original powder.
Yeah.
Super easy vegan gravy option, though one source did admit it's maybe not cool or hip to like Bisto and pointed out potential cross-contamination again.
Bisto. Takes you back. So, okay, wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway here? We've found this huge, kind of amazing collection of foods that are just accidentally vegan. It really proves that plant-based eating doesn't have to mean giving up all your familiar treats, right?
Exactly. And bringing it back to that bigger picture, just knowing this stuff can be really empowering. It helps you make more informed choices, maybe makes going vegan feel less difficult, or hey, maybe you just find some new snacks. It's fascinating how standard food production, sometimes just aiming for cost or taste or shelf life, ended up creating things that fit a plant-based diet way before vegan was a big marketing buzzword.
It really is. Okay, here's a truly eye-opening thought to leave you with. Next time you're doing your shopping, just take an extra second, peek at the ingredients on some of your usual buys. You might honestly be shocked at what's already vegan without even trying to be. So here's something to chew on until our next deep dive. What other everyday foods do you suspect might be secretly vegan?
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Good Vegan Meal. If you loved what you heard and you're hungry for more, head over to our link tree at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal. There you can grab our free PDF 30 high-protein vegan 5-minute meals packed with quick recipes and full nutritional stats for every meal. Perfect for busy days and plant-powered gains. And if you're ready to take your vegan cooking game to the next level, check out our cookbook's 125-minute vegan meals for kids' lunches, a school lunchbox lifesaver, 185-minute vegan meals, and 7 weeks of high-protein meals with meal planning made simple with grocery lists for each week. Grab your goodies at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal, and we'll see you in the next episode.